Hello, welcome to another random squirrel. As you can see, I'm not myself today. I'm Geralt, Rivia, The Witcher 3. Um, I chose this world because it kind of plays a nice counterpoint to my point that I'm going to ramble around and probably get lost a few times, but eventually make about games and sort of life in general. And also why I like to play games like this. I'm going to try and keep it spoiler free, because if you haven't played The Witcher 3, I recommend it. Just as a personal opinion, I don't work for CD Projekt Red or anything. This isn't a paid endorsement. It's just me enjoying a world I like to be in and rambling about stuff that kind of this world makes me think about. So, I guess I should tell you what my point is before I get too lost. And that is the importance of calm. Now, obviously, the importance of calm in life is sort of self-explanatory. It doesn't really need to be gone over. But in this instance particularly, I want to speak about the importance of calm in games. I mean, obviously there's different types of games. There's horror games where you don't want to be calm. The whole point is to be scared. There's action games, Call of Duty style stuff, where the whole point is to be very excited and have a war movie experience. But I think it's important for people to experience games where there are opportunities for calm, for just quietly exploring a world where it's not constant action. And you have the choice for action. I could go fight that wyvern or whatever the hell that is over there. I'll probably bump into some stuff along the way. But in a game like this, because you're allowed to have moments of calm where not much is going on and you just enjoy the world and the little details, when exciting things happen, they really stand out and you remember them. And when you mix it with great story elements, where you can sit back and just enjoy a good cutscene and conversation, and some of them you partake in and make decisions about the conversation, and there's different outcomes, I suppose, that can happen. Games like Journey are excellent for calm. Skyrim was good for that. You can kind of set your own pace. And I think some modern day action titles could benefit from learning a little bit from moments of calm, where a person can just enjoy the reality that the game developers have created. But I mean, different tastes for everyone. People play the games for different reasons. I mean, I love Bloodborne as much as I love this. And there's not a lot about that game that's calming. It's a pretty tense experience, but it's a lot of fun for different reasons. If I'm bored and I want to be stimulated, I'll play something like that, or play a shooter game or something like that that's more intense. But kind of the reason I bring it up is because people who may not be gamers, who have the misinterpretation of video games that they're all kind of constant overstimulation like that, and think that that's what's causing kids to have things like ADD and whatever, and cause them to not pay attention. And in some instances it may be true, where all they're getting is the intense experiences and the short attention span kind of virtual realities, where you're never still, where something's always going on, something's always blowing up, it's always like boom, bow, wang, smash. And perhaps if the parents of those children who don't understand could educate themselves a little bit about the gaming worlds that are available to their children, that offer more than just that sort of thing, where they can just do something calm and pleasant, like go for a ride in a flowery meadow and watch a wild herd of horses run around. And it's because of moments like this that I enjoy playing games like this. Because maybe I've had a bad day at work, or I'm tense about whatever, life's kicking me in the nuts at this point in time. I can come in somewhere like this where I can have moments like this that you just really can't have in today's modern society, unless, you're lucky enough to have some sort of opportunity to do so. And I think those people know exactly how lucky they are, because they're generally a lot happier than people that spend all of their time locked away in kind of a cityscape. And I think another way these games like this, and anything that involves being able to explore a world and have calm moments and counterpoint into the excitement, it becomes a healthier, more rounded experience. And it may make a child or adolescent, or hell, even an adult, suddenly think, hey, you know what, I love going to the beach in this game. Walking along the coastline on the beach at sunset and listening to the waves. And they might think to themselves, well, shit, I should do that in real life.
Let's go.
And you never know, it might turn them on to that sort of thing, or they might never desire to do that. Or have the capacity to do it if they're limited somehow physically or financially and can't get to somewhere like a beach. Maybe they live somewhere that doesn't have coasts, or, well, for example, I'm Canadian and my country's pretty bloody big. Oh, sorry, kid. And so it can cost a lot of money if you live in the middle of my country to get to a beach. Hundreds and hundreds of dollars, because if you want to drive, it takes 2 days to get from the center of my country to a coastline if you live in the middle, and that's non-stop driving. So that's a lot of gas, or a lot of plane tickets, or a lot of train tickets, or whatever. It's not cheap to do. So it's not an opportunity a lot of people have. This kind of experience might be their only way of kind of getting out into nature and sort of imagining what it might be like. And I think it's part of the reason people enjoy things like Game of Thrones and Walking Dead and stuff like that, is it allows them to have exciting experiences where they're faced with danger and they overcome things and they figure out puzzles and kind of survive in a dangerous world. And it might make them think, I don't know, maybe I'm reaching too far here and crediting too much to virtual experiences like this, but I'm walking around in the woods and I'm keeping my ears open and my eyes open because I might run into a pack of wolves or stumble across a treasure chest that might have some stuff in it or whatever, or get attacked by a harpy. It's not something you got to worry about in real life, but then a person might be out in the woods in real life and think, shit, maybe there's animals out here, and maybe some small way they are more attentive, and maybe they see the bear when they're camping and go, okay, maybe we shouldn't go that way. And I don't know, even to me it sounds like a bit of a stretch, but because some people don't pay that much attention even when they're in these kinds of virtual worlds, and stuff can run right up to them and they don't even notice until it hits them and they're like, oh, what the hell. And I think as a society we're kind of losing the importance of teaching people how to focus and how to listen to the world around themselves and pick up on things other than what their eyes can tell them, what their ears can tell them, what they can smell. To be able to look up at the sky and see certain types of clouds and know that, oh, okay, those clouds are blowing in from, well, I'll use my own geography as an example. But I can tell just because I have always lived kind of on the harbor in the city I live in. It's a harbor city. Spend a lot of time on the porch in the summertime, in the wintertime you look out the window, I guess you're bored, and you kind of notice what the sky does and how the wind affects the water and whether the air is damp or not. You can kind of figure out what the weather's going to do, later on that day just by watching the sky and going, I've seen that before, it's going to snow or it's going to rain. And people have become too disconnected from the world to be able to pick up on that kind of stuff. And in a way they're missing out if, in a one way, thankfully they have experiences like these virtual experiences where they can at least, get the bare essence of it, and may never have the chance to do it in real life. But in another way, they might never know that in real life it's a much richer experience, that you feel the wind on your skin, that you smell the salt in the air when you're near the ocean, and for those of you who've never had the chance to be near the ocean, it is windy like this pretty much all the time. And you get within, I don't know, 10, 20 kilometers, or like, 10 miles, 15 miles away from the ocean, you can feel the change in the air, and the difference in the way it smells and stuff. Uh-oh. I hope he's not coming this way. I guess he is. Well, I guess we could have some action. No, I don't want my torch. Come on. Well, that was mildly exciting. Excuse me while I morph through the dead whatever the hell that was. So yeah, that was kind of unexpected and exciting. And in a way too, exciting moments like the combat you just saw there, where you have to pay attention to your enemy and dodge out of the way at the right time, and it's possible to have one of those battles with no damage or very little damage. And in that can teach people to focus in a way, because you kind of have to focus to be successful in doing it. There's been a few studies done that say that it can be very helpful in helping people focus. And there can be experiences that require the same attention and the same focus, but that happen at a slower speed. And a lot of puzzle games and adventure games where you have to find something, or you're looking for clues in the wilderness, like in this game when you're hunting monsters, teaches a different kind of attention. That it teaches focus kind of at a lower wavelength over longer periods of time, and it can be a way of teaching kids and people who have a hard time settling down to kind of lower their frequency and relax and chill out, And they can still get their fix of excitement if they need it, but they can also just go for a horseback ride to a lighthouse by the ocean. There is more value to these experiences than just shooting people in the face and blowing stuff up. I think I'd like game developers to be able to understand the importance of calm in between moments, and I don't know, put more of the storytelling and the art back into this, growing industry of games. And it's happening quite a lot. I mean, there's a lot of beautiful projects out there that succeed brilliantly in doing something different. Yeah, I guess that was the big random squirrel right there, because I totally derailed my train of thought. I think I'm just gonna go for a horseback ride by myself, do the epic thing and ride off into the sunset. Maybe keep this a short random squirrel, because I don't want to just backtrack over the same crap all over again. So, find calm moments in your life, and teach your children or learn yourselves to appreciate the beauty in calm moments where things don't happen a million miles an hour. Constant overstimulation is a dangerous thing. Anyways, don't stop thinking.